Hey everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video review. Today we are checking out the Barra 380 non-blowback CO2 BB pistol. And again, this is the tabletop review, so there's not going to be any shooting. I will be following this up with a shooting video, but it will perform a lot like many of these other low-cost CO2 BB pistols that use the same internals. Now, if you're interested in this product after watching this review, it is available in our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores over at replicairguns.ca for Canada and replicairguns.us for the US. I will put links in the description for you to check those products out. All right, let's get right into the specifications. This is a non-blowback, almost all plastic constructed gun. It uses one 12-gram CO2 cartridge and shoots 4.5 millimeter steel BBs. It has a generic 20-round dropout metal stick magazine, along with a non-rifled 4.25-inch or 108mm barrel, which is steel, by the way. This gun weighs in at just under a pound, so 0.93 pounds or 422 grams, and has a total length of 689 inches or 175 millimeters. The trigger is double action only, and you're going to get velocities up to 410 FPS. You'll also find a fixed front and back white dot sight on the front, no dots on the back system, non-adjustable of course, along with that generic right side switch style safety. I'll show you when I look around the gun. Under the barrel, you're going to find a Picatinny rail for accessories like a laser or some sort of tactical light. And it does kind of look a bit like a compact Beretta pistol, perhaps, but not exactly. Obviously, it is not a replica per se. Now, this product is made in Taiwan, and it does come in a cardboard box with a manual. So decent looking box. I like products that come in boxes. It just feels, I don't know, to me, feels like a better product because you got this box that you don't have to rip apart. So here it is, 20 rounds, requires 12 gram CO2 cartridge, CO2 not included, of course, semi-automatic, bottom Picatinny rail, fixed slide for more shots. Yeah, so there's that non-blowback giving you more shots, which I talk about. Fixed sights. Always going to find fixed sights on these guns. You got the 1-year warranty from Barra, and again, there's that 410 FPS product name there. Quick manual. You've got a nice little scan me thing. I haven't scanned it yet, but I'm sure that'll give you some more information potentially on the website, or maybe the same information. Again, I haven't checked it out yet. So you're going to have to fold this open. You're going to not want to shoot yourself in the face or, shoot at things that are going to ricochet or other people and dogs or children. Keep it away from them. Don't take it apart, stuff like that, right? Here's how to use the switch. Pull the trigger. Again, don't shoot yourself in the arm. Just really great stuff to know. And then you've got your parts list here with little lines going to them, so it's easy to recognize what they are. You've got some specifications: 0.94 pounds, 108 millimeter, 0.175 caliber, 12 gram CO2, 19 shots capacity. I don't know. I think it's 20. All these magazines are the same, and they always say 20, but whatever. 19, 20. I think you'll get 20. 350 to 410 FPS. They're probably saying that because initially, with a nice brand new CO2 and on a warm day, you're going to get higher velocities. On a cold CO2 that's partially empty, it's going to drop quite a bit. Okay, how to load the magazine, how to select the safety stuff, right? How to save shoot, shoot safe, save shoot, magazine again, so CO2 loading. I'm kind of going a long way in this one. I usually don't spend much time in these manuals, but hey, this one's kind of a little better laid out, I think. So how to sight it. All right, enough of that. All right, so let's take a look at some other guns that I've shown you in other videos recently that are kind of the same. So these are basically all non-blowback guns that have the sticky out barrels. When you pull the trigger, the barrel comes out and then it slaps back, and that's kind of how the hammer works as well. Same gun, same thing here, right? Same thing here, even though this one's more recessed, you can see it. So they have two halves slapped together and put together, tightened with screws, usually somewhere on the gun. Then you have this similar safety switch on all of them. They all have a Picatinny rail. They all use these, I'm going to call them 20-round, 4.5 millimeter BB magazines that are all metal. Probably the heaviest part of the gun is this magazine. You will find metal, and I'll go over it again, but you're going to find metal internally in all these guns, in the trigger, the barrel, some other internal parts, right? They just have different skins, but internally they're all the same. You can see the trigger's the same. Showed you the magazine. The magazines are all the same. All right, let's walk around, take a look at this one specifically. So you do have a white dot sight on the front there, just a post sight. You've got this sort of Beretta looking open barrel, even though it's molded in. It does look like a Beretta. And then you have another black sight here, all black sight, but it's a notch sight. Hammer is just molded in again. Everything's pretty much molded in other than the selector switch. And of course the trigger and the magazine release. Those are the only working parts. Same safety as all the other guns, right? With the follower and spring system. CO2 goes in here. You just pull this back. There's nothing to do other than pull hard. You have a nice concealed CO2 tab, which once you close it up, you don't see, and even that little magazine is flush. So it kind of looks the part. It has a fair bit of realism in terms of that. But again, it's pretty simple. Picatinny rail there. You can see the seam, which indicates it's the two sides, you know, slapped together. Nothing too exciting, but it gets the job done. It's fun to use, less to go wrong because it is so simple. There's your screws. Here's your warning instructions, a little bit bright, I would say. It might be nice if they toned it down or put it somewhere else. Serial number, F for the European market. Got some branding on there, Barra, right? All that stuff. You've got some nice textured fingered grooves here on your grip. Okay, decent looking gun, has that sort of Beretta trigger guard. Yeah, we'll put it this way. All right, let's get into some of the pros and the cons, and then we'll wrap up this review of the Barra 380 non-blowback CO2 BB pistol. All right, starting with the pros, it has a nice compact size. It's gonna make it easy to transport. Not that larger pistols are that hard to transport, but a smaller pistol means it can fit into smaller pockets or different areas. You're also gonna find a decent FPS rating of 410, and you should get lots of shot per CO2 as it is non-blowback. You're going to find a Picatinny rail under the frame or the barrel area for adding on accessories. I like that there's those finger grooves on the pistol grips for a more secure grip. It also looks kind of cool. That CO2 tab is well hidden within the grips, which makes the gun a little more realistic and believable. And that double action trigger pull is a bit long, but not too firm. You're going to get a few magazines of action shooting out before you get that sort of sleepy, tired finger thing happening. And again, it does use that generic all-metal stick magazine commonly found in a lot of these lower-cost BB pistols. So if you have a few of them, you can interchange those magazines, load them up. You've got lots of shooting opportunities then. It does have that simple design with not a lot of moving parts, which will make it reliable for a long time. Less things to go wrong, more time to shoot it. Hard to shoot a gun when it's not working, right? All right, some of the cons. It's an all-plastic gun for the most part, so that's going to make it kind of lightweight. Not really an issue in terms of it breaking, because the lighter the gun, the less chance it's going to fall and hit something and break. You got a heavy metal gun made out of pot metal or zinc alloy. It's potentially going to break if you drop it because that metal just kind of snaps or bends. Plastic's much more forgiving when it's especially a lightweight gun. And there's not a lot of moving parts. It's pretty much an all-molded gun. Again, less to go wrong, but maybe a little less fun to shoot. Now that grip can kind of pop off kind of easy if you pull it a bit hard, so be careful with the grip. Not my favorite way to load CO2, but it does get the job done, and when you've got the gun in your hand, it's not going to go anywhere. All right, again, this Barra 380 CO2 non-blowback BB pistol is available in our Canada and US online Replica Airgun store over at replicairguns.ca for Canada and replicairguns.us for the US, so check the links out in the description. If you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, then again, check out those links, replicairguns.ca and replicairguns.us. Products like air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories. All right, stay posted for my field test shooting video coming up in a little bit. I will make one for this product. And thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.